Across Nigeria, artisans, technicians, and professionals are putting their skills to work every day, turning what they know into real value. Today on Skill Up Nigeria, we're having an honest conversation about one simple truth. Skills should lead to productivity, not just certificates. Hello and welcome to Skill Up Nigeria. I'm Francis Egu. For a long time, we've measured success by degrees, diplomas, and titles. But around the world, what really matters is what people can do, not just what is written on paper. Our guest today has been pushing this conversation forward. But before we bring him in, let's listen to the Director General of the Industrial Training Fund, Dr. Afeez Oluwatoyin Ogun, on where we are with the Skill Up Artisans program. Super.
You have been promised that after the training will come certification of the artisans and technicians. It is time to be certified by ITF in collaboration with international organizations. We also promise you that after the certification will come licensing, where successful artisans will have their own trade license. This is very important. Then we can now go for the exit. All these will happen this year. What are the exits again, as we have promised? Let me remind you. One is local job opportunity, fixing our artisans into the local companies here that pay the training contribution. They need to now start enjoying this. Then we now have some that we send outside the country, the very young ones, for talent export. And the third exit, which we have promised you, is business incubation. Our business incubation is very robust. First, you have to be successful. I repeat, you have to pass the exam, the international certification. You have to be certified. For this year, we want to concentrate on the biggest trade area for the business incubation, which is tailoring. That is why this year, we may not be doing a lot of training in that area. If we are doing at all, it's going to be monogramming. I don't want you to look at, again, the quantity we are going to incubate. It will touch all the geopolitical zones in Nigeria. But when you get to their businesses, their shops, you will praise ITF because it is something standard, not just quantity, quality, and monitored business. We are doing it to be very superb, and the Office of the Vice President in charge of the National Skill Council is going to be well involved. The Federal Ministry of Trade, Industry and Investment will be well involved. So Nigerians will be happy. For those artisans who have not been trained by ITF and they are so sure of themselves, you are Nigerians. Come register for the exam. You are Nigerians. Come and register for the exam. When you register for the exam, you will take the exam. If you pass, of course, you'll be attended to. That is why we are currently asking the artisan organizations across the country to encourage their members to register for the international certification, even if they did not participate in the training. They will still be attended to. Certification is very important. No matter how good you are, you need a step before somebody will test how good you are. That step is a type of certificate you carry. Yes, we have an SQF. We are strengthening it in conjunction with other ministry and the Office of the Vice President, who is the leader of the Skill Council in Nigeria. What about those technicians working in industry? This year also, we are also going to certify them. International certification body, they are ready. On-the-job certification is what we are giving them. A committee has been set up, ITF, the National Bureau of Statistics, Manufacturer Association of Nigeria, Nigeria Employer Consultative Association, NECA, all are in this committee, now working the modalities of certifying the already industrial workers who are Nigerians, so that they will be at par with their international counterparts.
Joining us from the economic diplomacy of the diaspora in Belgium to lead the conversation is Honorable Collins Weke. He is a public policy advocate and global affairs expert who offers credible international viewpoints on skills, productivity, and Nigeria's human capital future. He recently wrote an article that sparked discussions about why Nigeria should shift from certificates to competence. Honorable Collins Weke, welcome to Skill Up Nigeria. It's great to have you on the show.
Hey, Francis. An honor and pleasure to be on Skill Up Nigeria. Really appreciate your initiative around this program.
So, Honorable Collins, let's start simple. In your article, you basically say we're producing a lot of certificates, but not enough productivity. In everyday terms, what does that mean, and why should Nigerians care?
In everyday language, Francis, certificate versus productivity and what it means for Nigeria and why Nigerians should care about it is so very simple. It means we have millions of people who are qualified on paper, but unable to solve, practical everyday problems, create value or fit into real jobs. You see it everywhere. A graduate who cannot use basic software, technician who has a certificate, but can't quite fix equipment, a businessman that must, retrain staff from the scratch. Why Nigeria should care is straightforward. Productivity is what, grows an economy, not certificates. When skills don't translate into output, three things happen. One, unemployment rises. Two, business becomes, less competitive. And, the last is poverty. It deepens even amongst the educated. So, there is an education. This is not just an education debate alone. It is a cost of living, jobs, and national competitiveness issue. If Nigeria wants growth, Nigeria must move away from celebrating, graduation numbers to measuring what people can really do. That is essentially what it means in a layman's language.
You also use the phrase credential inflation. That sounds big, but on the ground, what does it look like in real life?
Right, Francis. Credential inflation, what it means is pretty simple, in real life. Credential inflation means that certificates keep multiplying, but their value keeps shrinking. In real life, it looks like this. Jobs that once required a diploma now requires a degree. Jobs that required a degree now demands a master's, yet wages stay low and productivity does not rise. It also shows up when employers say, we don't trust certificates anymore, we test candidates ourselves. So, the labor market no longer believes the paper. That is dangerous. It wastes time, wastes family and public resources, and of course, more importantly, it wastes youthful energy. A healthy system is one where skills speak louder than certificates. We realized this long ago out here in Belgium. We've made adjustments and things are drastically improving. Nigeria ought to consider the same.
That hits home for a lot of people. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll talk about what Nigeria can learn from other countries and how skills can actually translate into jobs, growth, and opportunity.
Production just keeps slowing down and costs keep climbing. I just can't seem to figure out why.
I have good news for you. The Industrial Training Fund ITF has a proven solution. The Performance and Productivity Improvement Training, PPIT, a step-by-step program that transforms how your organization works through 5 key stages. Stage 1, pre-selection. We identify organizations like yours that need productivity support. Stage 2, survey. We study your operations closely to uncover performance gaps. Stage 3, training package development. We design a tailor-made learning package to fit your business needs. Stage 4, implementation. Your team receives hands-on training, new skills, and better methods. Stage 5, follow-up and evaluation. We return to measure the real results and help you sustain the progress. When businesses grow, the nation prospers. Partner with the Industrial Training Fund today and start your PPIT journey. Visit itf.gov.ng to learn more.
Thanks for staying with us on Skill Up Nigeria. We're still talking with Honorable Collins Wiki about skills, work, and why competence matters more than paper qualifications. So, Honorable, you shared some lessons from Belgium in your article. Without getting too technical, what are they doing differently when it comes to skills and the workforce?
Belgium treats education as a production system, not a prestige system. 3 simple differences. First, strong vocational and technical tracks. Young people can become technicians, welders, ICT specialists, caregivers or logistics operators with dignity and clear career progression. Second, close partnership with industry. Companies help design curricula, offer apprenticeship, and co-train students in the form of internship. Thirdly, lifelong learning culture is pretty important. Workers constantly reskill as technology changes. So, instead of asking, what certificates do you have? They ask, what can you do? What problems can you solve? That mindset is what Nigeria must now begin to adopt.
One line from your piece really stood out. Not every talent needs a university pathway, but every talent must be useful. How does this thinking fit with the programs like Skill Up Artisans Program Super that is being implemented by the Industrial Training Fund ITF?
It goes without saying, Francis, it aligns perfectly. The Skill Up Artisans Program Super recognizes that nation building is not done only by graduates. It is done by competent artisans, technicians, and craftspeople. When Super works well, it does 3 important things. Number 1, it standardizes, skills, certifies competence, not just attendance. It links trainees to real market opportunities. That reflects the principle, not everyone must go to university, but everyone must be useful, productive, and, most importantly, employable. Super should therefore be expanded, better funded, and tightly linked to industry demands. And it is of critical importance that Super equally comes out here to see how others, do it. Learn from what we have done out here in Belgium, over the last, decade, and see what is adaptable to the Nigerian idiosyncrasies and indeed implement them. Because no country is an island anymore. You don't have to invent the wheel. We can learn from what had worked elsewhere, adapt them to our climate, and then, get things working all again. It is cost effective. It is also very, very efficient.
Honorable Collins, a lot of young Nigerians feel stuck. Educated but unemployed, skilled but overlooked. If you had their attention right now, what would you say needs to change for their skills to actually be productive?
For skills to become effective and productive, Francis, three things must happen. First, curriculum redesign, more practical work, fewer abstract theories. Secondly, industry-led training. Businesses must co-own skills development. Thirdly, new hiring culture must evolve. Employers should test skills, not worship certificates. For young Nigerians, I would say this: stop waiting for the perfect job title. Build practical competencies, document your work, show proof of ability, by way of portfolio development. When skills are visible, opportunities simply flow. Give it a trial.
Let's end this conversation on this note. If Nigeria gets this right, if we truly focus on competence, what would everyday life look like, say in 5 years?
Right, Francis. You feel it in simple ways. Fewer young people roaming joblessly, more small businesses growing into medium enterprises, better infrastructure because skilled hands maintain it, lower cost of services because local competence replaces, expensive imports. Most importantly, hope returns. Nigeria becomes a country where effort leads to opportunity, not frustration. That is what a competence-driven Nigeria looks like. It can't be emphasized enough, Francis. It's just as simple as that.
Honorable Collins, thank you for breaking this down so clearly, moving the conversation from certificates to real competence and productivity. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, Francis, it's been my utmost pleasure, and I look forward to sharing more of my lived experiences and indeed working closely with Super to, achieve their set objectives. Congratulations once again, on this laudable initiative.
Now, that idea of competence over certificates isn't just theory. It's already happening across the country.
You're welcome, ma. Please come in.
Chai, that one don't collect like customer number 6 today. Oh. Even one I never get. No be normal tailor they get that kind customer. I swear she dey carry.
Which kind yam be that? Carry ke. Abeg, no be any wuru matter. Na super.
Super?
Yes, so super na correct package wey President Bola Ahmed Tinubu bring come through the Industrial Training Fund to take turn we Nigerian artisans to correct world-class professionals. Super dey follow train people for other works like plumbing, fashion, welding, ICT, you name it. They train me well, upgrade my skill, teach me new technology, come still give me certificate plus license where I fit use anywhere, even for Obodo Igbo. Since then, no more yama work. Na so happy customers dey full my shop.
How person fit join this super?
Na simple thing. Visit super.itf.gov.ng today for informate and registration.
So now this be your secret weapon all this time?
As I don yarn before, no be any wuru matter. Na super.
Let's meet Nigerians who are putting their skills to work and turning knowledge into real value. Stories from the field.
MSTC certificate is more than a paper. And MSTC training is even more than the certificates, because there is a say that certificate is more than a certificate. And it's the certificate that is the skills that you can speak on, not the paper. So MSTC has this, the training, the certificate is there. Then why you talk about the certificate, So both of them, they are in line and they are very, very important and they are well recognized. So that is that about the certificate, and the skill, which is the certificate itself, which is what I'm using now to take care of myself, and my family. Let me just use myself as an example. I'm not too goes to school, but the little one when I attend, they said, no matter a man grown up, if you no go school, you learn. I'm not to go school, but the little one when I go, now be this work when I learn for auto plumbing. I have experience of plumbing without even, if you like, they speak English more than 20 years, no concern me. But what brought me here, if na plumbing department, just tell me what to work. If you don't even understand, I can even understand you to make sure I do my perfect job.
Those stories from the field really say it all. Real people, real skills, real impact. And they remind us that when skills development is structured properly, everyone wins. And here's something you need to know.
I've heard of Yemi Elegbejo, a lady that teaches children on the Makoko slums of Lagos for over a decade. I see a woman of purpose, dedication, hope, courage, and determination. She believes training, education can transform lives, especially little children. She began with scraps of wood, plastics, and a single room of just 30 square meters. And of course, small donations here and there from family and friends. Yemi is training nations, training them to build character, creating protection for their future. She said, and I quote, "I believe these children can be doctors, senators, engineers, lawyers in future." This skill is rare. It's not common. Think big, but start small, and the sky will be your starting point. This is the first step in entrepreneurship. Rather than being stagnant and stinking, why not build, bloom, and flourish? This is our country. You may get your hands in the mud, but you must start somewhere. Before you know it, you'll be applauded, you'll be appreciated, and of course, rewarded. Your time, your effort, your contributions can never go unnoticed. This is what we teach in ITF. No better place to develop the nation's human resource.
If you are an aspiring artisan or entrepreneur, the Industrial Training Fund offers opportunities to learn, grow, and transform your future. Visit our website or local centers for more information. Thank you for joining us today on Skill Up Nigeria. Remember, real change starts with real people, and you could be next. Check us out today at itf.gov.ng or visit any ITF area office near you, and follow us on our social media handles.